Well, good evening, everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy 4th of July Eve to all of our US attendees. And we're super excited. We've got a 3-day weekend coming up here starting tonight. So, very excited about that. And tonight, I have got such an amazing special guest. She's brand new to Green Organics. And I think she's falling in love with our essential oils. And that really means a lot coming from someone that has an essential oil background as intense and studied as she has. So I'll introduce her in just a moment. But tonight we're going to be talking about the Let Freedom Ring Christmas in July specials that are taking place with the company. And it's all so exciting. The freebies that we are getting with our purchases this month are just absolutely just crazy mind blowing. So first off, we're going to start with the disclaimer. And I had to throw that first sentence in there because we are 4th of July. Because in America, we're not able to freely talk about natural support for the body. I do need to give this disclaimer to protect the company. This presentation is for informational and educational purposes only. It's not intended to replace the advice of qualified certified medical professionals. Heart and Body Naturals, the presenter, the Detox Divas, do not endorse, promote, or recommend any specific products, treatments, or therapies for health purposes. Statements in this presentation have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. The products and information discussed in the presentation are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases or illnesses. You should consult with a qualified healthcare provider before making any changes to your diet, supplement use, prescription drug use, lifestyle, or exercise activities, and reliance on any information provided in this presentation is solely at your own risk. Always conduct thorough research and consult with your healthcare provider before starting any new health regime. So there we go. We cover the booty of the company because we value the products that we get to share with you. And because I am not a doctor and neither is Martha. However, she is a retired nurse out of the Air Force. So we'll get to more of that. So I want to talk quickly about the black seed oil because that's like what everybody is excited about. But I think after Martha gives her talk on the pack, on the oils that we're going to get with 100 CV order, you're going to see like how incredibly valuable this is. So with the sale going on right now, actually, let me just go forward a screen and then I'll go backwards a screen. So black seed oil is a tincture that you take underneath your tongue. There are instructions on how to start for both adults and children on the product information page. So if you've never used black seed oil before, we do suggest that you start out very slowly and work yourself up to 20 drops twice a day. So Nigella sativa is another name for it, black seed, curcumin. There's many, many names for it. It was used clear back with the pharaohs. Cleopatra actually used it in her skin. It was a very valued, prized possession and worth its weight in gold. I don't know if you saw my post, those of you that are following me on Facebook, but last night I said, if the world ends tomorrow, you're going to wish you stocked up on black seed oil. And here are just a couple of the science that I did pull on the black seed oil for you to kind of take a look at. Again, you're going to need to do your own research on this because we want to make sure that you understand the power and potency in this. Now, one of the things that you need to keep in mind is that most black seed oils on the market have about a 1.5 to a 3 or 4% of the volatile oil, thymoquinone, which is the most potent part of the black seed oil. That is the liquid gold in the product. And let me make sure nobody's talking to me in there. Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure there were no messages coming in for me. So I did want to pop in the chat real quick. So you take it underneath your tongue. It has been told, it has been said to cure everything but death. And so Nigella sativa oil supplementation improves glycemic control in patients with type 2 diabetes. We've been on a huge insulin kick with our GLP-1 activation protocol, the Reset Revolution that's taking place right now. And that is a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial that was done. And there is another review of therapeutic potential of Nigella sativa, a miracle herb, the Asian Pacific Journal of Tropical Biomedicine, review of immune support, antimicrobial and respiratory benefits. Then you have the pharmacological research in 2018 covers the antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, anti-diabetic, and anti-cancer properties of this. Let me know in the chat how many of you have had somebody that's been affected by cancer. If you followed my story, you know that I have lost my mother to cancer, and so that's one of my big things. I actually hadn't heard about black seed oil until I came to this company, and I was always a cannabis person, educated on that. I'm certified in pain management. But once I found black seed oil and, of course, my beloved fulvic, then I really haven't talked much about cannabis since then. Black seed oil is truly the miracle oil. It's protective, the protective effect of Nigella sativa against chemically induced toxicity and oxidative stress. The therapeutic potential of Nigella sativa and its constituents in disease management. You've got the antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, anti-diabetic, anti-cancer. Again, it's highly studied for its anti-cancer properties. And let's see, in disease management, I've read some articles where it's extremely strong for MRSA. And again, those are all science medical. There are over 600 different peer-reviewed studies on PubMed that talk about the potency of this. And again, we have the strongest one on the market. I have people send me their black seed oil labels all the time. And there is even a very, very well-known internet doctor, that's such a weird thing to say, right? And he is a doctor, but he's very famous on the internet. And somebody was said, well, I get his because it's 2 for $20 and I only take 2 tablespoons a day. Well, even at that dose, it was 45% less strong than our 20 drops a day that we take. So we've even beat one of the famous doctors on the internet with the proprietary blend of our black seed oil. So the special this month is buy one, get one free. It's pretty phenomenal. You can get 1 bottle of black seed oil and get 1 free, but there's an added freebie that I don't think we've talked enough about on social media yet when it comes to what all is truly free in this. So with that 1 bottle, you're going to get the free black seed oil, which is $25.95. And then you're also going to get the bottle of Breathe essential oil. And let me just tell you a little story about Breathe essential oil real quick. So I had a glow party for the Reset Revolution in my house, and I had about 10 women here that were tasting the different superfoods and drinks and stuff, the teas and the Slimmer Pro and the Lemon X MCT, all of that helping me to lose almost 25 pounds. And she had bronchitis, and I had to have them park at the end of the driveway because my husband was playing on his skid loader. I call it his garden toy. And he didn't want to cause any damage to the cars. And so by the time she got to the top of the hill, it was very, very difficult for her to breathe because it was also very humid out. So I went and grabbed my Breathe essential oil and I had her smell it and put just a tiny drop underneath her nose so she could just have that clearing of her sinuses and clearing of her lungs. And her eyes went wide open and she's like, I can breathe. And I was like, whoa, I was even shocked that it happened that fast. We ended up selling 3 more bottles of the Breathe essential oil during that party. And Tony, if you were on here, I do have your sleep magnesium spray that we had shipped to my house. Then there is a pack where you can buy 3, get 1 free. That's all the time. That was a special that we ran one time. Paula saw how well it did, and she kept that as one of our options for sharing with our friends. So if you buy 3, get 1 free for $69.95, right? So that's not even the with 25.95 a bottle. It should be 75 for the three. You're getting four bottles for 69.95, and that's going to give you eight bottles of black seed oil. Plus, you're going to get the culinary oil collection, which is ginger root, pink grapefruit. You're going to get that breathe also. You're going to get lemon and sweet basil. Now, those oils right there, you can cook with, not the breathe, of course, but breathe is going to come with every pack. That's just a given. 25 CV, the triple black seed oil. And then over here, we have the buy eight bottles. You'll get 16 bottles if you've got a big family. With the falls coming up, you're going to want to make sure that you have this on hand. And if you start to feel yucky, you start to feel that, my daughter called it dirt in her throat when she started getting ill. She'd say, Mommy, I feel like I have dirt in my throat. And isn't that the truth? Isn't that how it feels? So you'll get 16 bottles of the black seed oil, plus you're going to get all of the other oils we've talked about, plus the ones that we're going to talk about here with Martha in just a second. So one of the other things that some people may not know is that you can also get the GLP-1 kit and get all of, let me go back that screen. So you can get the GLP-1 kit that's still going to count for that 100 CV order. And you're going to get all of those other essential oils for free thrown into that. So that's $180 value just on the oils over here at the bottom right of the screen. So that is great. There's our science. We've been there. So now it is absolutely my pleasure to introduce Martha Cutter. Cutter or Cooter? I think it's Cutter. I guess I don't know that. You never really know. Especially like Huerman, that's a really hard one to pronounce. It is Huerman. So Martha is a retired RN. She served 28 years in the Air Force. Everyone, please drop her an American flag in the chat and tell her, thank her for her service. She now serves as a dual certified life and health coach who has personally conquered multiple autoimmune conditions without relying on pharmaceutical drugs. How amazing is that? Essential oils have been and remained an indispensable part of that healing journey. Her own journey back to wellness fuels her passion for teaching others how to rewrite the limiting beliefs about money, health, and life itself so they can thrive naturally. Isn't she just such a great fit with our team? And off of the virtual stage, she is a proud mom to one incredible son and an even prouder nana to two amazing young boys. And that's proof that the healthiest legacy we leave is the one that we live. Isn't that just beautiful? So I am going to stop share. And then Martha and I are going to have a little chat. My friend, thank you so much for doing this. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. I know everyone in the chat, everyone on this call is going to be so excited to hear you talk about these oils. So without further ado, everyone, Martha.
Thank you so much, Tina. And I just love your heart. And I was so excited when we were able to meet in person because, as I stated, I've stalked you for years on Facebook. So it was so wonderful to meet you and find that you are exactly in person how we perceive you to be online.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you'll see me looking at my notes periodically because otherwise I will ramble for hours. And I know everybody has other things that they want to do. So, hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be a part of your journey and have you a part of mine. So we'll start out with the kids intro pack tonight, and you get the kids wellness and some of the things that you might not know about the kids wellness. Some of the products that are in there, I just wanted to give you a little bit more information on. Like the Raven Sarah is actually a remarkable thing. And let me just say up front that if you guys ever have any curiosity besides the great information that GoDesana has for us, you can always go out. Two of my favorite sources of information. One is Chat GPT. I call him Chatty G. I talk to him all the time. And the other one is a search engine called Perplexity. And what I like about Perplexity is that it gives you sources for all the information that it gives you. So a lot of the additional information that I give you tonight is going to be from those two sources because you already have the information from the Go to Sauna. And so from my lived experience, and then just to kind of back it up, I went to those two other sources as well. So a few things that you might not know about the Raven Sarah, and I know that Tina has talked about the formulator before on this channel, and she is just incredible. She's told me this, Tina's told me this all the time. But the confirmation that I got when I was looking at this products, right? So we're talking about kids, they're going to be going back to school next month, so we're getting them ready, right? And did you guys know that Raven Sarah actually not only helps for all of the microbial things that the kids experience, especially in the first few weeks, but it helps with their respiratory. It helps with inflammatory. It helps with their little bellies because a lot of times they're all nervous about going to school. And it can actually help support with their digestive system. So, and that is something that a lot of us don't realize that is actually a part of that product. The other thing, guys, is that it helps to improve focus. Now, how awesome is that to have a product for our kids that actually helps them going back to school and focus and their mood? Because, our moods are all over the place when we're a kid going to school, right? And memory. So I think this is just a testament to the amazing individual who puts these products together and thinks of us as a whole human, not just an emotional human, not just a physiological human, not just mind, body, and spirit, right? Is all included in the kids' wellness blend, which is so absolutely amazing, y'all. And just kind of some ways that I like to use oils like this is so I had my grandkids Monday through Friday while their dad was at work for a couple of years. And so we made the little roller bottles. I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with that, but it says in here that you can apply it with, to dilute it. It gives you the formulation to dilute it. And what I did with my kids, well, my grandkids, but I call them my kids, right? Is I actually made a roller bottle for them. And I had them do a little ritual. We rolled the toes in the morning with a Superman. So if you go right underneath your toes and you make an S along the bottom of your foot, you're going to get a lot of the different areas of your foot and hit the places that, if y'all are familiar with reflexology, you're going to hit a lot of the perfect areas on the bottom of the foot to support all the different areas that the kids' wellness oil helps with. And the kids think it's fun because you're making them a Superman first thing in the morning or a Superwoman first thing in the morning. So they love it.
That's
The,
brilliant.
the other thing is that you can do it again in the evening and have the S be for super sleep. And then you're hitting their morning before they go out into the world. They're absorbing it throughout the day, and you're hitting it again at night so they can absorb it overnight. So it's really easy to do. And the kids, if you make the little roller bottle for them, they actually think it's fun, and we would do a little thing where they would put it on my feet and I'd put it on theirs, or, just make it into a game because we all need a little more fun in our lives, right?
Yeah, that is so cute. We made roller balls one day. My mother-in-law has dementia, and a friend of hers came over who also has dementia. The two men were outside helping my husband work, and we made roller balls with rosemary with focus. Um,
Okay.
and I told him that we were going to have craft time and make perfume. So roller balls are super fun to make, no matter the age, really.
Yes, they are. And they're so helpful and so easy. And it's something that you can take with you everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So, and another thing that I don't know if everybody knows, but the Ravensara in the kids' wellness repels mosquitoes and other insects. They don't like it. So it has a side benefit of protecting us when we're outside playing and having fun with the as an insect repellent.
Very
So
cool. And we have the adult wellness too. So if you guys are jealous that it's just for the kids, there is a you can do Superman on your own feet, just so you know.
yes. And I think in these times right now, I think that there's nothing in that blend that every single one of us couldn't benefit from on our day-to-day lives. I mean, it really is a good thing. And the other thing that you can do is I'll have some recipes available. I think we said with a replay.
Mhm.
So I also have a recipe that you can make your own hand sanitizer. And I got the little squeezy balls or bottles, just like you get at Bed Bath or not Bed Bath and Beyond, Bath and Body Works.
Mhm.
Don't want them. So you can order just the little squeeze things to put your hand sanitizer in, and you can use this with some aloe vera gel and a few other little things and make your own squeeze bottle. And we have those attached to the kids' backpacks so that they could just go and squeeze that. And another thing that you can do is you can thin down that recipe and put it in a spray bottle. And what I did is I took paper towels and I sprayed them wet with that, put them in a Ziploc bag, and sent them to school for the kids. And that way, before they ate, they could grab one of those and sanitize their hands with non-toxic sanitizer because they don't get a chance to go to the bathroom before they eat. Go figure. But just having that on, it makes a wet wipe, a safe wet wipe,
Yeah.
and then they throw it away and they're done. So that's a great blend to have on hand and make a whole bunch of different recipes.
I love it that everybody's they're blowing up the chat right now. They're so excited about that.
So yeah, so I'll have those very simple recipes available later.
Okay.
So I had never, this was actually an introduction to me to use grapeseed oil. I had used grapeseed oil before in giving massages when I give massages to people. But I love the idea of using that as a carrier oil. And one of the things that I liked about that is that it helps repair the broken capillaries and blood vessels, which improves circulation. Um, and so, if you think about it, if you're improving circulation, you're going to get the oils in more and better, and it's going to help. It's going to help even better than the oils just by themselves.
Mhm.
So, and then, um, so for the Palmarosa, I learned some cool stuff about it too. Let me see if I brought that. Yeah. So for the Palmarosa, it also has a lot of the same benefits um, as the. I lost myself here. Just give me just a second. That was a lot of those are the same as Ravensara. Um, the Palmarosa also helps. It is in the wellness blend, but it helps with the mosquitoes and other insects as well, and the stomach cramps.
Nice.
Um, so if you add a little more extra of that, you have a double dose of those good benefits, as well as all the ones that Ravensara gives you in the kids' wellness products. Um, and then if you use the adult things, some of the things that it helps more for adults with is some studies suggest that it may help reduce cholesterol, prevent liver toxicity. So I know you use black seed oil a lot for that to help clear the liver, but the Palmarosa can help with that as well, according to some of the studies. And here's a fun thing: it helps support our neurological health.
Wow.
So like for the people who have the memory problems, And those of us who have other neurological issues going on, the Palmarosa is very good to help us for that, according to the studies that they've had. And according to, I don't know, my body kind of likes it for that. So, um, so those are kind of the big overarching things that I love about those products. And during, like I said, when I had the kids so much, we would use the oils every morning, especially. So we started a few days, like a week before they started back to school. We started using these because that way it really helps prepare them for habits, right? Good habits, because we all need to start those early because it takes a little bit. And it helped prepare their bodies to be exposed to a lot more of the toxins and viruses and bacteria that they hadn't been exposed to recently. And I got to be honest, as a selfish individual, I put it on them so they didn't bring it home to us.
There's a lot of truth in that too. I was an in-home daycare provider for 16 years, and every time school started, the first week was fine, but week two, all the way up until a hard freeze, they were passing these germs back and forth. The parents were missing work. Some of my parents didn't have benefits. And so when they missed work, and by the state of Iowa, I couldn't let them in with a fever, right? They had to be fever free for 24 hours. So that's probably 2 days this parent was without work. And having these free products where maybe a young single mama that is struggling and her kids are going back to school. I mean, you could take these oils and make that sweet mama a rollerball just to help keep their kids healthy. And another thought that I had too, with the black seed oil being so inexpensive this month, using about a 30% ratio of the black seed oil in the rollerball is going to help with the absorption of the black seed oil through the feet also in this rollerball, and give them that little extra oomph of immune support to get them through those first couple weeks. I would love to see kids not get sick, but that's not going to happen because a lot of them are we're going to talk about this next week. A lot of them have a lot of toxins in their body, which makes them very susceptible to diseases and things like that. And so next week, Tommy, 30% BSO, and then the grapeseed oil or coconut oil or other carrier oils to add to that. So just like, you don't have to be like exact with it, but just like a third of the way full with the black seed oil, add your essential oils, and then top it off with whatever carrier oil you're using, like the grapeseed oil. Do I have one here? Normally I have one on my desk, but so you'll have that free grapeseed oil that'll come with it too. Did you want to add anything? What is your favorite carrier oil, Martha?
So I use a lot of the fractionated coconut oil,
Mm-hmm.
but I do like the benefits, especially like the vitamin E and the things that the grapeseed has. If I'm using it a lot, like I'm using it up, I'll use a grapeseed oil. If it's something that's going to sit around for a while, I normally do use the coconut oil just because for me it stays fresher longer.
Right, correct. And also, one of the things too, we've learned this on a couple of the other essential oil classes that we've held on the Detox Divas. Make sure that you're drinking that water to get the oils flushing through the system. It's very, very important that it has something to carry it through, right? Do you want to talk on that real quick, Martha?
Yeah, so I think actually the number one wellness tool that we all have access to that few of us use is water.
Mm-hmm.
Because nothing works in our body. I mean, we're such a huge percent water in our bodies, anyways. And so when we're dehydrated and that level is down, if you think about it, everything is going to be thicker, more viscous. Our blood's not going to flow as well. And we're not going to flush things through our kidneys and our livers as well. So the very best thing that you can do is drink at least, at a minimum, half half of your body weight in ounces of water. That's the very, very minimum anybody should get. And please don't use the chlorinated water from a city tap. Get you some high quality, get you a high quality filter. Um, Take some glass jars over to your buddy who has a high quality filter. But drink the water. And that's the other thing that I started doing before. As soon as I started having the kids more, we had water chugging contests. And like we would set a buzzer, and one of them got to be in charge of who's in charge. Yeah, Berkey's a good one. Sorry, I got distracted. But we had water chugging contests, and they got to rotate who got to be the chugger sponsor, and the chugger sponsor would say chug 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 chug, and we would do at least 8 ounces at a time just to get them in the habit of drinking, because kids nowadays do not, well, none of us do, but kids especially like all of the flavored things with all of the sugars, which sugar is such a negative thing for our bodies and for our immune systems.
Yeah, it actually, oh, I'll have to find that study. I'll share that, but it does something to the white blood cells in the spine. In the I'm not thinking tonight. But within 30 seconds, your spinal fluid is affected by sugar. And so like sugar really is so incredibly dangerous, which we've talked about with the insulin and things like that and what that does and the root cause and that you can start healing your body just by eliminating the sugar and drinking water. I mean, that's huge step there.
Yeah.
Anything else you would like to add this evening?
So one thing, I just wanted to give some kudos to the Breathe. Absolutely, absolutely love Breathe. Um, my husband and I both have COPD, and we both have found remarkable relief for our personal COPD with the Breathe. And that's the other thing that going on in my house. As soon as a kid had the sniffles, we had Breathe um, in the diffuser.
Okay.
And before the kids, when I went to go pick up the kids, I would turn the diffuser on in my house. I would go to school and pick up the kids. And when we came home, it was already in the air. So it was kind of preloaded. And it really, really helped. The other thing is I diluted that. We had a roller bottle for that as well. And we rolled it on the sternum. When the kids got the respiratory stuff, we rolled it on the sternum. We rolled it up and down the spine. And that does amazing to help with the breathing and the thinning of the mucus and just in general.
Yeah, I sent a recipe to one of my new business partners, and she loves the Breathe also. Also, she was at our party, and I'm like, girl, you could even like make a Vicks rub out of this with beeswax and stuff. And so I sent her a recipe for that, to rub on her feet. And I remember my great aunt Toosie, her last name was Matuzwick, so we called her Toosie. And she would always say, put Vicks around your neck and then wrap it in a wool sock and then put it on the bottom of your feet and wear wool socks while you sleep. And if you make your own they sell, I mean, the little tins on Amazon are fairly inexpensive. I would try to stay away from aluminum because we don't want the contamination. But making your own Breathe vapor rub would be an excellent thing to do also. And we can give you a recipe for that. So the Breathe, you have to dilute it. What is the safety on that? I forget what that safety is.
Let me see. I have the printouts here.
Miriam, that is absolutely brilliant. Save your tooth powder jars, you guys, and make yourself and your family some Breathe rubs before winter gets here in the school. That's brilliant. And it's dark too, so the light's not going to affect the oils or anything else.
It recommends 5-6 drops with a tablespoon of carrier oil.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, we'll get that recipe too for a rub on. All right. Well, everyone, please give Martha some love in the chat. I'm going to go back to share screen. Martha, thank you so much. Like I let her know, what was it, Saturday or Sunday, maybe even Monday? Hey, I'm in a pickle. We got these new products coming out, and I needed an essential oil person because we really don't have a lot of like really trained essential oil people that are willing to speak up, and being brand new to the company, this had to be a little intimidating for her, not knowing the products, but she obviously knows her oils, doesn't she? So thank you so much for being on tonight. Let me get back here to share screen. And oh, that's a wrong one. Hold on, let me try that again. Share desktop. There we go. So one of the things that some people didn't understand is that whatever you order and that volume of that order is going to qualify you for the free product. So for instance, if you get the fulvic acid mineral drops, the magnesium spray, one of those, you get the superfoods, the fresh tooth powder. Each of those carry a volume of 25 CV. Now, for those of you that are customers, CV is just the commissionable volume, what we earn our commissions on for sharing and the time that we invest in learning and sharing. And so any of those products that have a 25 CV, you're going to get that free Breathe essential oil that's going to come with it. I'm telling you, Paula picks these oils with such intention because all she wants to do is help people heal, help people have a healthier life, and make an impact with them. Then if you do like a 50 CV order, you could get like the castor oil fat wrap that has the skinny water drops, the Lyme support. There is a Lyme support protocol in the back office. If you know anyone with Lyme, this is extremely powerful. You can get the Beetroot Max, the back to school. There is an actual back to school. Keep your kids really healthy. I believe that one comes with the fulvic acid also, which is an incredible deal. There is a Belly Bliss. And then did you guys know there is a brand new kit in Heart and Body Naturals that has frankincense and myrrh in it for $59.95. Now, I saw that and my mind was absolutely blown. And I immediately went to our competitor and looked up how much their frankincense and myrrh was. And guess what? Those two oils are $100 more than our frankincense and myrrh combo. Now that's just crazy. So we are very blessed. One of the things that Paula prides herself on is running a very tight ship at the corporate level to make sure that we keep these products affordable for you. Because what's the purpose of having good products if nobody can afford them? Then if you go, and with that, you'll get the culinary pack plus the Breathe essential oil with the frankincense and myrrh for $59.95. So you're going to get 5 additional oils with just by buying the frankincense and myrrh, which is already $100 savings off of the competitor. Then if you want the whole thing with the kids pack, with the culinary pack, with the grapeseed oil to breathe and everything else, you can get the GLP-1, you can get the liver cleanse, parasite cleanse. We will be having some detoxing coming up in August. I have not set the date for that yet. We will start our liver detoxes because we do a parasite cleanse in the spring and in the fall. And in order for us to do a parasite cleanse, if you do a parasite cleanse with the Detox Divas, you have to do at least one liver cleanse before you do that to make sure that your detox pathways are open, or you cannot participate in the parasite cleanse with us. So that could be something that you purchase this month just to have on hand. I haven't set the dates with yet. It's going to be late August that we do this, get the kids back to school, or maybe right before they go back to school. We have a heavy metal, it's a heavy metal petrochemical detox that would qualify for this. You guys, the fulvic acid mineral powder, you've seen my face mask results after just 30 minutes. You buy that bag of fulvic acid mineral powder that's going to give you 70 servings Then you're going to get the lemon, the sweet basil, the oregano, the ginger root, pink grapefruit, breathe, palmarosa, kids wellness, and the grapeseed oil. $180 on that $119 bag of fulvic. That's 70 servings. Now, some people will pay $250 to go sit in a mud bath for an hour when that powder is just a half teaspoon or a teaspoon sprinkled in your Epsom salt with some essential oils. Maybe breathe if you're struggling to breathe. Maybe ease if you're having some digestion problems. Maybe Detox that's in the liver cleanse kit. That's one of my favorites. So $119 plus $180 in free product versus $250 for a one-time soak. So it's any combination that gets you there. So it's 25 CV for the free breathe, 50 CV for the culinary pack, and 100 CV for everything. So that is an incredible deal right there. And there we go. So next up, because this is the freedom revolution, this is the reset revolution. We're all about freedom here in July with Green Organics. And directly following this meeting at 8 p.m. Central, which is in about 15 minutes, Coach Marcus is going to talk about the financial freedom aspect of Green Organics companies, Heart and Body Naturals, and our sister company, Go to Sauna. That's one team, one dream, hangout.com. If it asks for a password, it's all lowercase, go one team, but I've always gotten in without a password. So feel free to hop on that if you'd like to learn a little bit more about the financial side of this. And then next Thursday, we are going to be covering, this is I've gone deep down rabbit holes on this one. I'm even more upset with our medical society after doing some research and preparing so that you guys understand the severity of what some of our kids are done with. And one of the statistics that you're going to learn next week, for those of you on the call, you can learn this now. Children are being born with over 200 chemicals in their cord blood. And that's pretty scary that this pure innocent baby is starting out like that. And so poison before they can crawl, the toxic truth about our kids. That will be next week's talk with the Detox Divas, coffeetalkwithtina.com as always. So thank you so much for attending tonight. Thank you for showing Martha all the love and welcoming her to the company. She's brand new here. And I just want to leave you with this. At the end of the day, this is about freedom. Freedom to choose what goes in your body, freedom to protect your family naturally, freedom to stop waiting on a broken system to tell you what's best for your health. You get to decide. You get to lead. You get to choose wellness on your terms. And the only question left is, are you ready to claim it? So there you go, my friends. Happy Thursday. Have an absolutely wonderful 4th of July. And we will see you here next week on the Detox Divas. We're so proud of all of you for all the hard work that you're putting in sharing with other people. We're so proud of Martha for coming on board and just sharing right away and helping us educate. I'm hoping that we'll see more of her on these calls. And have a great day. I love you guys so much. Thank you for always showing up and supporting the Detox Divas each week. Please feel free to share this video with friends. It will be up on YouTube shortly. Happy 4th of July. Bye-bye.